wait for the truck to warm up. It is October 18th, and I'm heading out to go do a morning hunt. Gonna have to boat into this spot. I've gone past it a bunch of times. I've seen deer go onto this island, but I have never been to this island. Never stepped foot on it, so hopefully I can get in there early enough to. It's not very big of an island, but every single time I've been through there, there's always deer on it. So I'm gonna try to get over there, get onto it. But it's October 18th, and it's actually a really crisp, cool morning. It's 35 degrees out this morning. I mean, it is nice and chilly. So hopefully the deer stay feeding a little bit longer and come back a little bit later in the morning. It's full moon out. It's been a full moon the last couple days, so got a lot of deer movement going on. But I kind of wanted to tell a funny story about this date too. So with it being October 18th, my wedding anniversary is actually October 17th, and the day we were gonna get married, I asked the wife if I can go hunting that morning. I was having bucks coming in every single day, had them patterned. If they came in the morning, they left at dark or after dark. So they were holding on this property the entire time. And she told me, no, I can't go hunting on my wedding day. So I ended up going the day after and shot the biggest buck of my life. So hopefully we can keep that going, and hopefully today's my lucky day. So hello, let's get driving and let's get up there, see what happens. So last weekend I was actually looking at coming up and hunting this spot. I was gonna come up to the front half of the property and just kind of work my way back. Well, as I went through on the bike, I ended up trying to look for beds and things like that, and look for, basically just buck sign. And I ended up finding some pretty good buck sign, fresh from this year too. So looking at that, there was no food sources planted. There was nothing, nothing that would say that was in the last couple of days. So now I'm at the back half of the property. What's crazy about it is here's your Michigan hunting for you. I was there at 1:30 to 2 o'clock and left for a couple minutes. I came back and said, you know what, let's try to find a spot here. And from 2 to 2:30, there was nobody here. From 1:30 to 2:30, both times I was here. When I left at 2:30, leaving to go back to scout and see if I can find an actual spot, by 2:45, no joke, by 2:45, parking lot was full of people. There was about 5 people in the parking lot, and all of them were already out of their vehicles and gone. So I don't know what the magical time is at 2:30, 2:45. I have not a clue. But there was like 5-6 parking spots in this parking lot, and it went from nobody for over an hour to it was full. So me not knowing the place, I didn't want to, booger up somebody else's hunt, but I did find some buck sign. There wasn't a good food source there anymore. I think with all the hunting pressure that it is getting, it kind of just pushed them to the back. So I'm hoping that we can kind of go with the original plan of trying to come in from the back and hopefully get to them using water access. I don't expect anybody to use water access here. I checked out the boat launch, and nobody's launched at this spot. It's not really a boat launch, but nobody's been here. It's the closest place to get there. So I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully we don't get bombarded by duck hunters or anything, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. So while I'm getting ready, getting dressed and oaring, I'll show you guys the clips here of the reason why I'm sitting here. So see you in a minute. It's not a bad buck. Bed there. And bed over here. Problem is though, I don't know how you'd hunt it. There's no way to get into these trees. I could run a saddle and put a saddle up and sit, 4 foot off the ground. Good rubs though, good rubs. one set of boot tracks out here. Hoping it's just a duck hunter. But still lots of deer tracks coming in. I'll walk up here, see if we can find a spot. Scrape right here. It's old, but that's a good sign. I didn't want to run a light because after seeing them deer, I didn't want to run a light and spook more. But I can see where they cross. Well, I don't think they're actually crossing yet, but there's about 2 or 3 deer, about 200 yards out. I'm just hoping I'm on the right trail when they do cross. Well, I set up thinking the deer were going to come across this land bridge in front of me. As it turns out, none of them that I thought was going to. I seen about 15 of them, about 200 yards go the other way. Well, now I'm up to deer 4, just across the land bridge, about 150 yards out. But I don't know if they're going to come to me or just bed up here. I'm hoping they follow the tree line. They'll give me a 10-15 yard shot if they do. So I'm gonna shut up and keep watching. I'm pretty sure none of that got picked up. I climbed down out of the tree. It's almost 10 o'clock. I climbed down and I went to the bathroom real fast. While I turned around, there's a deer right here, 5 yards. There are 2 of them. They had no idea I was here. I'm in chest high stuff. They were literally right there. If I would have had my bow, I would have drilled a deer right here. But my bow was sitting here on the ground. Everything's knocked up. So the deer went out about 10, 12 yards, stopped, sit there, and looked at me. So I was trying to get the camera going, get it so that way I could actually shoot. And I couldn't get it. She's standing there broadside at 12 yards. I couldn't get the camera on her, and I couldn't, even if I didn't want to film it. I mean, she was right there. There was a little bit of a couple of trees on the way. I didn't want to shoot through brush, but that's crazy. Crazy the amount of deer out here. This is public land too. So I'm gonna try to sneak out of here. Everything backed up and sneak out. My final ha-ha. Here's a tree I was sitting in. Deer bed. I'm in the right areas. Just gotta get them to come through. Another bed right there. Some poop in it. Nothing fresh, but another bed. There's a bed here. Looks like there might have been a little one there, but there's definitely one there. Guy's back up against everything. Well, I'm gonna try to get back. Remember, there's about 15 deer from me to the boat. I'm gonna try to walk the outside half to not jump nothing. But I don't want anybody else seeing that I'm out here, so I gotta apologize, because if I got deer in bow range, I'm probably gonna shoot it, especially if it's a doe. So I'll try to keep you guys up to date, but we'll see. It's gonna be hard to film one-handed with a camera or with my phone, my bow, and everything else. So we're gonna start walking. Hopefully not blow up the whole place. Oh, that one's fresh. It's a little low to the ground, probably just a year and a half old, but it's buck sign. That's a scrape. That's fresh. Kind of almost looks like it's a little bug. I got a ladder stand about 40 yards to the left of me. Yeah, kind of looks like it's a little bug. I'm curious if he's gonna come to me or come down below. I might have bumped him up. I don't know. I seen that there was two. Looked like maybe a doe and a fawn, but it could be a little bug. The doe's coming. the outside edge, thinking that they ain't gonna smell me, and I'll be able to get through. As it turns out, the deer are walking the outside edge too. But, no, not bad. If that was actually a decent buck or a doe, 15-yard chip job. So, you live and you learn. Live and you learn. Another scrape. Right there. Another scrape. It's insane. Well, unfortunately, the jacket means I got to go back to work. But what I'm hoping is happening is that with that island, it kind of chokes up, and it chokes up to a really high spot. I'm thinking that they're either bedded up on that high spot or maybe on the other side of it. What I'm thinking is that if they can use the wind, because the predominant wind's going that direction, if they can use the wind, they're bedding just off that outside edge, kind of like they were doing on the first island, where you really can't see them, but they can scent check everything coming to them. I'm hoping that's what's going on. I'm hoping I can get back out there. It'll be Thursday morning when I can be back out there. So, other than that, just trying to save up some PTO time for when the hunting matters, when the bucks are really starting to chase. And I mean, I got to get my UP spot set up. We got Illinois the first week of November, and we got all sorts of hunting coming. So, till the next video, we'll hopefully be able to get a buck on the ground before we head to Illinois. So, I'll catch you next time.